"It's been obviously fantastic," said a source close to the royal family, reflecting on Princess Charlotte's joyful presence. "She's been a little joy of heaven." But as beautiful as raising a young royal can be, it also comes with a unique weight, immense responsibility and expectations that can be overwhelming even for a child. Kensington Palace was recently thrown into quiet turmoil. A wave of sadness washed over the staff as they bid a tearful and unexpected goodbye to Princess Charlotte. The young royal had left her childhood home behind, setting off for an undisclosed destination. The sudden move reportedly left her parents deeply emotional, their hearts heavy with both love and uncertainty. Why did she leave Kensington Palace? And more hauntingly, will she ever return? One calm morning in London, whispers began to ripple through the walls of Kensington Palace. The routine rhythm of royal life seemed disrupted. Something was off. The usual hum of activity in the East Wing was eerily absent. Princess Charlotte, who was typically glimpsed with tutors or heard laughing from a garden window, had seemingly vanished without a word. There had been no formal announcements, no curious press gathered outside the gates, no grand send-off befitting royalty. It all unfolded in silence, with only subtle signs betraying the weight of the moment. The palace remained physically unchanged, but those who knew the patterns of life inside its historic halls could tell something monumental had occurred. Her favorite tea didn't steep that morning. Her tutors, who typically arrived with cheerful smiles and armfuls of books, never showed. The halls felt quieter, more fragile. A chambermaid, who had tended to Charlotte since infancy, was seen nervously pacing outside the nursery, repeatedly glancing at a gently billowing curtain, its movement stirred not by an attendant, but by the open window connecting the young princess's world to the one beyond the palace walls. There were no signs of a struggle. No distressing sounds or chaos. Just an emptiness that echoed louder than any alarm. By midday, the Royal Protection Squad began to subtly increase their presence. Dressed in suits and communicating only through whispers and sleeve microphones, they moved through the palace with quiet urgency. Their body language suggested calculations, concern, but no answers. Word spread that Queen Camilla had quietly cancelled a scheduled public appearance that day, though King Charles continued with his official duties, giving no indication of concern. Yet, the silence from the monarchy spoke volumes. Inside the royal inner circle, the mood had shifted. Something serious was unfolding, and it was being handled with intense discretion. Across Britain, royal watchers took notice. Charlotte was absent from a recent family gathering. There were no new official photos released, a break from the well-timed cadence of curated royal moments. Reporters found doors closed and questions politely declined. Even seasoned palace correspondents were met with silence. A few days later, Charlotte's brothers were spotted playing in the palace gardens, their laughter a stark contrast to the secrecy enveloping their sister's whereabouts. Yet, changes were happening. Drones flew higher above the grounds. Unmarked vehicles loitered near palace exits. The night before her disappearance, a silent black helicopter, lacking any royal insignia, had taken off under the cover of darkness. By the palace chapel, a royal aide was overheard muttering urgent fragments into a phone while hurrying across the courtyard. Her words were broken and hushed, but their gravity was unmistakable. Meanwhile, Charlotte's room stood locked. Her favorite stuffed animal was no longer in the window. A lone ballet slipper once tucked beside her wardrobe had disappeared. On her desk sat a handwritten note, its contents unknown, untouched, unread. Whispers echoed through cafes and conference rooms across London. Where had she gone? Why had she left? The mystery deepened with every hour. There were no photos of her departure. No statements. Just absence. Her usual Range Rover remained unused. Her personal assistant suddenly vanished on extended leave. Even the royal corgis seemed confused, wandering the West Garden aimlessly. Kensington remained serene, but not peaceful. When a royal disappears quietly, the public notices. And when the one who vanishes is a child, one born into destiny, but perhaps seeking something beyond it, the questions grow louder. Why did Princess Charlotte leave? What compelled such a drastic, silent move? To understand the present, we must revisit the beginning. Princess Charlotte Elizabeth Diana was born on May 2, 2015, and immediately made royal history. She became the first royal daughter not to be displaced in the line of succession by a younger brother, following a change in the laws of succession. Even at 10 years old, she is already showing the confidence and poise of someone well aware of her unique place in history. Observers have often noted how Charlotte handles public life with remarkable composure. During a recent royal event, she was seen gently helping her younger brother, Prince Louis, maintain decorum, guiding him with a maturity beyond her years. It was a telling glimpse into a young girl growing into her role, shouldering a royal legacy while quietly forming her own identity. As Charlotte continues to mature, she appears increasingly aware of her significance, not just within the monarchy, but as a symbol of its future. And now, it seems, she has made a decision that may shape her path in profound ways. The real question isn't just where she went. It's why. And what she might be seeking beyond the golden gates of Kensington Palace. The media has often praised Princess Charlotte's ability to maintain order and take initiative, even in moments when others might falter. Despite her young age, she has shown a remarkable sense of responsibility, especially when it comes to her siblings. During Queen Elizabeth II's funeral, Charlotte captured public admiration by carrying herself with dignity well beyond her years. Dressed in black with a delicate horseshoe brooch, a quiet nod to her great-grandmother's love for horses, Charlotte's calm and respectful demeanor left a lasting impression. As the solemn ceremonies unfolded, Charlotte remained composed. At one emotional moment, when Prince George began to cry, she gently comforted him with quiet words and a reassuring touch. The cameras captured the scene as Charlotte respectfully bowed to the Queen's coffin, just as a seasoned royal would. Her grace and poise demonstrated that she was not only well-mannered but already blossoming into a young leader. While adult members of the royal family struggled to keep their emotions in check, Charlotte stood strong, her inner strength shining through. Observers couldn't help but draw comparisons between Charlotte and her late grandmother, Princess Diana. Like Diana, Charlotte seems to approach her role not as a burden, but as a calling. She exudes confidence in public, showing comfort and ease in even the most formal of settings. During outings with her parents, Charlotte displays a composed, self-assured presence that feels both natural and cultivated. One particularly touching moment came during the Commonwealth Day ceremony when she was seen placing a gentle hand on Prince Louis's back as they entered the chapel, a small but powerful act of reassurance and maturity. This compassionate leadership, many believe, has been nurtured by her mother, Catherine, Princess of Wales. Charlotte is a rare combination of confidence and grace, consistently demonstrating an understanding of her royal responsibilities and the deeper significance of her family's legacy. While Prince George may one day wear the crown, Charlotte has carved out a unique space for herself in the public's affection. Her charisma, empathy, and quiet strength remind many of Diana's beloved traits. More than anything, Charlotte seems to offer her family a sense of peace and emotional stability. Behind the scenes, William and Catherine have been intentional about giving their children a balanced upbringing. Despite the weight of royal expectations, they've worked hard to ensure that Charlotte enjoys the freedom of childhood. And by all accounts, their efforts are paying off. Charlotte seems unburdened by the attention that surrounds her. Instead, she has grown more confident with time. Those close to the family have noted how mature she is for her age, able to adapt quickly and respond thoughtfully to any situation. Prince William has often joked that Charlotte is the boss at home, a nickname that underscores her natural leadership. Queen Elizabeth herself once remarked on Charlotte's vibrant personality, calling her the one in charge among her siblings. From the moment she was born on May 2, 2015, Charlotte was destined to make history, not only as the first royal girl to retain her place in the line of succession after the birth of a younger brother, but also as a symbol of quiet change within the monarchy. Yet it wasn't laws or lineage that made people fall in love with Charlotte. It was her genuine charm, the mischievous smiles, the cheerful waves, the innocent moments like sticking out her tongue at a camera or adjusting her brother's posture in a photo. She is viewed by many as both regal and relatable. Unlike some royal children of the past, Charlotte appears composed in public while still remaining true to herself. What many don't realize is that Charlotte's visible grace is the product of deliberate, loving care behind palace doors. Her upbringing was carefully planned, not for show, but for her safety and happiness. William and Kate wanted her to grow up in an environment that honored her royal position while still giving her the joys of a normal childhood. Every public appearance was thought through to strike that delicate balance. So when news broke that Princess Charlotte was moving away from Kensington Palace, it resonated deeply. She wasn't just another royal child. She had become a symbol of the modern monarchy, fresh, thoughtful, emotionally aware. Her departure wasn't just about logistics or royal protocols, it was emotional, personal. It meant leaving behind the place that had shaped her earliest years and stepping toward something unknown. And now, at just 10 years old, what is Princess Charlotte's public influence? Despite the cameras, royal obligations, and a global audience, she remains at heart a little girl who giggles while rolling down hills, climbs trees with enthusiasm, and adores her brothers. Yet somehow, she also walks red carpets beside Prince George with quiet confidence and gently nudges Prince Louis into royal readiness with a loving touch. Her role as an older sister goes beyond age, it's something she lives out in action. Charlotte is nurturing when needed, playful when allowed, and assertive when required. Her bond with her brothers is not just one of royal blood but of genuine emotional closeness. They rely on one another, not because of royal duty, but because of the strength of their connection. Together, they are not just siblings of status, they are a unified team. In public, Charlotte is often the steady one. She knows the protocols better than most adults. Still, she enjoys the moment, reminding Louis to wave, encouraging George to smile, finding joy in the details. She brings a sense of calm not because she must, but because that is simply who she is. However, being a royal child means that even the smallest, sweetest moments are magnified. While most children grow up in private, Charlotte grows up in the spotlight. Every move, every expression, every appearance is dissected and broadcast around the world. That is why her move from Kensington Palace meant more than a change of address. It was about creating space, perhaps for protection, perhaps for growth. But most of all, it was about making sure that beneath the crown, the cameras, and the legacy, Charlotte could still just be Charlotte. In recent years, Kensington Palace has become less of a fairy-tale fortress and more of a goldfish bowl. With cameras constantly circling and headlines crafted from the smallest royal moment, Princess Charlotte's quiet relocation was not just a move, it was a message. Allowing her some space was essential. She needed room to breathe, a chance to grow up away from the constant glare of flashbulbs and news columns. Despite living in a palace, Charlotte is still just a child, learning, stumbling, growing. Her journey toward self-discovery required privacy and peace. This new chapter in her life has been called the Princess Charlotte Effect, a quiet revolution that has captured global attention. From the moment she was first seen with her mother, Catherine, she became more than a young royal, she became a global trendsetter. The baby shawl she wore sold out within hours. Her birthday dresses sparked frenzies among shoppers. Even her tiny shoes had waiting lists. Fashion brands soon realized her influence. When Charlotte wears something, it flies off the shelves. British children's clothing lines have had to hire extra staff just to manage the demand sparked by her public appearances. But what sets Charlotte apart is that her appeal isn't manufactured. There's no performance, no forced spotlight. Her charm is effortless, her confidence natural. That authenticity is the root of her impact. By age 10, she is estimated to have an economic influence of over $3 billion. Yet Charlotte is more than a market force, she's a symbol of a new kind of royal, grounded in tradition, but refreshingly real. Her fashion sense reflects this balance. Whether she's dressed in a smart cardigan or a playful dress, Charlotte's style resonates far beyond the palace gates. She reminds people that influence doesn't have to be loud or extravagant. It can be gentle, authentic, and rooted in sincerity. Designers praise her for revitalizing entire collections, some admit that one photograph of her can boost their revenue for a whole season. It's not just the clothes, it's the girl who wears them. Charlotte embodies elegance, joy, and that rare blend of youthful innocence and royal poise. Still, beyond the cardigans and ballet flats is a young girl growing steadily into herself. While her fashion garners attention, it's her personality that leaves a lasting impression. As she matures, her inner strength is becoming increasingly visible. People don't just see a beautiful child in polished photographs, they see hope. They see authenticity. They see a renewed sense of royalty rooted in humanity. Charlotte's development reflects the careful parenting of Prince William and Princess Catherine. Their goal was always to give their children a balanced life, one that respects royal duty while still nurturing personal happiness. Charlotte, in particular, seems to be thriving under this model. She's confident, adaptable, and visibly self-assured. Friends of the family often remark on her emotional maturity. Prince William himself playfully calls her the boss, a title that hints at her natural leadership. Even Queen Elizabeth II once commented that Charlotte seemed to be in charge among her siblings from the very beginning. From the day she was born, May 2, 2015, Charlotte made history. As the first royal girl not to lose her place in the line of succession to a younger brother, she represented progress. But the world didn't fall in love with her for legal reform. It was her personality, her cheeky smiles, her spontaneous waves, and the candid moments like fixing George's posture or sticking out her tongue in public, that won hearts. Charlotte is not a rehearsed royal. She's relatable and composed, yet unapologetically herself. Her appearances with her mother and family consistently show a grounded young girl, poised, but never artificial. What most people don't realize is how carefully her upbringing has been curated. Every public gesture is supported by a private framework meant to protect her. Her departure from Kensington Palace wasn't about strategy, it was about identity. Charlotte isn't just another royal child. She symbolizes something more, something modern, authentic, and quietly revolutionary. So what does Charlotte's influence look like at the age of 10? Despite living under global scrutiny, she remains a child at heart. She still laughs loudly while rolling down grassy hills. She climbs trees. She cherishes her brothers. And yet, she manages formal events like a seasoned royal, standing confidently beside George or gently guiding Louis when needed. Her role as an older sister isn't defined solely by birth order. It's visible in how she nurtures, reassures, and leads with a natural sense of care. Charlotte's connection with her brothers is built not just on tradition, but on true emotional closeness. They aren't simply cohabiting in a palace, they're a unit. A family. And in public, Charlotte often emerges as the calm anchor. Whether she's reminding Louis to wave or encouraging George to smile, she finds joy in these small acts. Her presence brings harmony, not because she must, but because that's who she is. Still, the sweetness of her life comes with a caveat. Where other children grow up in private, Charlotte grows up under constant watch. Every expression, every outfit, every move is dissected and broadcast. That's why the decision to move her away from the public eye mattered so deeply. It wasn't just a change of location, it was an act of protection. Yet through it all, Charlotte continues to shine. She is quickly becoming a force within the royal family, not through ambition but through quiet strength. At public events, she shows a natural confidence. A recent interaction with Queen Camilla demonstrated Charlotte's growing awareness of her role. Her calmness, even under pressure, reveals that she understands the weight of her lineage and that she is ready to carry it forward. During the Platinum Jubilee, Charlotte was seated beside her younger brother Louis, who began acting out during the celebration. While Louis clapped offbeat and made faces, Charlotte gently stepped in, helping him regain composure. It was a fleeting moment, but it revealed a great deal. Charlotte didn't scold, she simply redirected with grace. That simple gesture reflected an intuitive understanding of royal responsibility, done not for the cameras, but from a sense of care. Her composure was especially poignant during Queen Elizabeth II's funeral. Dressed in black and wearing a horseshoe brooch in tribute to her great-grandmother's love for horses, Charlotte captured the hearts of many. When Prince George became overwhelmed with emotion, Charlotte comforted him, just as she had during the Jubilee. The cameras caught it all, Charlotte bowing respectfully to the Queen's coffin, standing tall while others faltered. In that moment, she didn't just look like a future leader, she acted like one. There are unmistakable echoes of Princess Diana in Charlotte's demeanor. Diana was beloved for her warmth, humility, and strength, and Charlotte seems to carry those qualities with effortless grace. She doesn't view her position as a burden. Instead, she embraces it as an opportunity to connect, to represent, to lead. Whether she's curtsying to senior royals, offering her hand to her brothers, or simply walking beside her mother with poise, Princess Charlotte carries herself with the confidence of someone twice her age. Her public appearances aren't performative, they are sincere. A touching moment during the Commonwealth Day service showed this clearly. As she and Prince Louis entered the chapel, she gently placed a hand on his back, guiding him with quiet assurance. Charlotte stands out because she embodies a rare balance. She is both confident and kind. Her every gesture, every word, reflects thoughtfulness. While Prince George is naturally in the spotlight as the future king, Charlotte has quietly carved her own place within the royal story. And many believe that she, like Diana, will leave a lasting legacy defined not by titles, but by heart. Through Princess Charlotte's growing leadership roles, the public has been given rare glimpses into the more relatable, human side of the royal family, reminding many of what made Princess Diana so beloved. Charlotte, in many ways, is a stabilizing force within her family. Her confidence is growing steadily, a testament to the conscious effort made by her parents, Prince William and Princess Catherine, to raise their children in as normal an environment as possible while preparing them for the immense responsibilities of royal life. As Charlotte turns 10, she's stepping into a world of expectation with both grace and realism. This week's US Weekly cover story delves into the young princess's charmed, but deeply grounded, life. At the heart of Charlotte's development lies a powerful influence, her mother. The Princess of Wales is admired by the public for her calm, graceful demeanor, but beneath that poised exterior is a fiercely devoted mother. Catherine has always made it her mission to ensure that royal duties don't eclipse her children's emotional well-being. In raising Charlotte, she's built a strong foundation centered not around status, but around compassion, imagination, and stability. From the very beginning, Charlotte has stayed close to her mother's side. During overwhelming public events, Charlotte instinctively clutches her mother's hand, a small but telling gesture of trust and comfort. One particularly sweet moment, still cherished by royal watchers, involved Catherine bending down to whisper something to Charlotte during an appearance. Whatever was said made Charlotte break into a big, genuine smile, an authentic connection that no formal portrait could ever capture. Their bond has always been loving and protective. In a candid moment caught on video during a countryside walk, Charlotte can be seen gently holding her mother's hand. As they moved together, Catherine quietly said, "Life can change in an instant." The words, though simple, struck a deep emotional chord. It was more than advice, it was a subtle, heartfelt reminder about resilience and change, a lesson Catherine knows all too well after enduring years of media scrutiny, criticism, and health challenges. Her grace under pressure is a trait she's instilling in Charlotte, and it's becoming clear that the young princess is absorbing those lessons. Charlotte's upbringing has been anything but typical. From infancy, she's lived in a world shaped by tradition, intense public interest, and unrelenting expectations. And yet, she's met these pressures with remarkable composure. Many have affectionately nicknamed her the Mini Queen, initially due to her resemblance to her great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. But as Charlotte grows, the title seems to mean much more. It's not just about looks, it's about presence. She exudes the same calm strength and dignified confidence that marked Queen Elizabeth's reign. Observers have noted Charlotte's self-awareness and emotional intelligence. She doesn't seek attention, but when it comes, she handles it with quiet confidence. Her waves to the crowd are understated, never overdone. Whether she's walking beside her mother or appearing in official portraits, she carries herself with a natural grace. Within palace walls, those who interact with her often remark on her attentiveness. She's observant, reflective, and remarkably insightful for her age. A former royal aide once revealed that Charlotte notices details most adults overlook, a trait that, again, echoes her great-grandmother's famously sharp eye and sense of duty. Unlike her brother George, Charlotte is not next in line to the throne. She doesn't carry the same constitutional weight. But royal legacy isn't confined to titles and succession. It lives in presence, attitude, and character. And Charlotte, with her thoughtful demeanor and quiet strength, embodies it in her own unique way. Though she may never be queen, she represents what royalty at its best can be: composed, genuine, and quietly powerful. The family's move from Kensington Palace to Windsor marked more than a logistical change. For Charlotte, it symbolized a shift toward freedom. Her life, though unavoidably lived in the public eye, needed room for childhood, room to grow, explore, and make mistakes without the constant click of camera shutters. The move gave her a more grounded environment, and yet her influence hasn't diminished. If anything, it's only grown stronger. The affectionate nickname a mini queen now feels earned, not just observed, as her popularity continues to rise. Among Charlotte's most meaningful relationships is the one she shares with her father, Prince William. The father-daughter bond is often said to be special, but in their case, it's extraordinary. When Charlotte was born, William's happiness was visible to all. His beaming smile as he left the hospital made headlines, not just because a future monarch had become a father again, but because his joy was so deeply genuine. Their relationship is built on more than tradition or ceremonial appearances. It's rooted in love, playfulness, and mutual respect. Whether they're exchanging smiles during a formal event or sharing a laugh in private, the bond between William and Charlotte transcends titles. Observers have noted the tenderness in their interactions and the warmth of their connection. One of the more charming details to emerge from their private life is the special nickname William has for Charlotte, Minette, meaning small one. It's a quiet term of endearment, but it speaks volumes about how he sees her, not just as a royal daughter, but as someone cherished deeply. Charlotte may be growing up in one of the most watched families in the world, but she remains refreshingly grounded. Thanks to the influence of her parents, especially her mother's wisdom and her father's unwavering affection, Charlotte is not just navigating the royal path, she's shaping it in her own thoughtful, graceful way. She is both a reflection of the past and a promise for the future, a young girl stepping into history, one meaningful moment at a time. The French phrase he often uses to describe her, sweet and delicate, reflects how he sees Charlotte not just as a royal, but as his beloved daughter. She brings joy into his life, a quiet warmth that persists even amidst the pressures of public scrutiny and royal obligations. Over the years, Charlotte's personality has only strengthened their bond. Her lively spirit, self-confidence, and natural charisma make her shine among her peers, and Prince William couldn't be prouder.